Hello, and welcome to the 2023 Dartmouth Education Foundation's awards presentation. I am Chris Pereira, co-founder and co-chair of the foundation. Thank you to my colleagues Stephen Witzig and Ross Tebow for being here as well. I'd also like to thank all of my colleagues on the foundation who were instrumental in this year's awards. They include Pedro Castanera, Mike Maddows, Rachel Charrier, Shelley Zhang, John Asuza, Ram Balasrami, Carol Karafotis, and Enid Silva. A special thank you to Dartmouth High School, Rob Parati and his students for hosting us as well. In 2006, when I was on the school committee, then Superintendent Steve Russell and I discussed creating a private nonprofit vehicle to help supplement and augment public school funding. For those that remember back then, there were some difficult discussions and decisions that had to be made, not just in our school district, but essentially statewide and across the country when it came to public school funding. And so at the time, we made the decision, that was in front of us was, do we continue to invest in our, staff and our students and our people, or do we continue to fund, and kind of look towards more of building and hard costs and that kind of thing? And unfortunately, we did have to decide between the two, and we decided that consolidating a couple of buildings and keeping our people was the best decision. And so I think it was the best decision then, and I still think it was the best decision now. And so we were having a kind of a long discussion over a pretty good length of time on, how do we best, kind of combat the lack of public school funding so that way we can still fund some of the great creative things that our teachers want to do and our students. And so we came up with the idea of, well, let's start a nonprofit through the Southeastern Community Foundation. So that's what we did with the help of Dartmouth residents, so a lot of school personnel, but also a lot of residents, stepped up and helped, and we decided to, form it and create it in 2006, and then it was kind of launched formally and publicly in 2007. And so that brings us, after all those years, to today, where the Education Foundation serves as an important bridge, between the tax dollars that are available for educational priorities and those made available through private grant awards to teachers. And the funds are raised annually, and they're distributed through our teacher grant program that augment the public schools' annual budget, and funds available through the individual PTOs as well. And the Education Foundation is a permanently endowed fund of the Foundation of Southeastern Massachusetts. The Education Foundation has funded grants varying amounts through the years from, say, $250 to, on the higher end, $3,500. And we accept applications of any amount and carefully review all applications as a committee. And we do that jointly as well with the Dartmouth Public School System, which is great because we have a really good partnership, and it allows us to talk about the different needs and wants and things that we think should be funded. And if for some reason, it doesn't fall under the Education Foundation purview, the school system, more often than not is able to, to fund it, and vice versa. So it's a great, teamwork and partnership that we have. And we also consult with the public schools administration to every year better understand what the annual technology plan is, and so that we can also help with that, for the teachers and students. And, this year, the Education Foundation awarded initiatives from large 3D printers to new Spanish books to game consoles to even a new chess set. So instead of me continuing on, I'm excited to hear from our individual award winners this year. So if you don't mind coming up, individually, it doesn't matter the order, except for I believe Mr. Parati wanted the high school to go in front of the middle school, I believe he said. And because they have a nice presentation ready to go. So if we could start to have, individual award recipients come up, tell us who you are, where you teach, what you teach, and then what your grant will fund. And that would be great. And then afterwards, if we could all stay, take a nice picture together, and be able to celebrate this great event with all of you. So thank you. And please, who wants to come up first? If you don't come up, I'll just pick. All right.
Want me to start, Chloe?
Sure.
I'll introduce you. Hi, I'm Mr. Brodsky, and I coach the robotics team. This is the robotics team. I am going to sub in for the club treasurer who couldn't be here, but Chloe Lawrence is our Minister of Information, Kelsey, our president, Saeed, one of the team captains, and as Minister of Information, Chloe is going to take it away in just 1 second. I want to say thank you to the DEF. Every year, you guys support us a lot, and from the club treasurer point of view, this is an expensive club to run. We raised $1,200 approximately this summer running a summer class. We just lost the Navy grant, but that's okay because we supplemented it with the bang-up job you guys did over the summer. But we were still short money. Where else did we get money? We had another $500 from somewhere else, and we're asking for money from Bay Coast, but you guys are just getting us there. So thank you so much. Chloe?
Sorry, I've never really talked in front of a mic like this before, but Brodsky really said it all. I can't really say much more, but genuinely thank you guys so much. Honestly, a lot of your money has supplemented the fact that we've been able to get our field this year, which is such a huge accomplishment because it's nearly $600, and it's quite hard to build a field to build a robot without having your field there. But furthermore, you guys have just really enabled us in past, again, as Brodsky has said, to go to states as we did last year, and 13406 to do as well as we did, and be able to bring home the trophies that we did. And just, we love what we do. We love building our robots. We love competing. We love the programming. It's just such a nice community to be in, because I personally really haven't been part of robotics like all that long. This is my second year here. Saeed, this is your third, I believe, and Kelsey, this is her second. But I love the community that I have there. I just love everything about it, and I love how passionate everybody is about what they do there. Even if you have no experience or all the experience, everyone is just so excited to learn. But honestly, oh, sorry, that was so loud. All I can really say is thank you guys so much, and it's really helping us sustain our now, I think, 26-member club, and I think that's honestly a record high because I don't think we have ever had that big of a team. So really, thank you guys so much.
There you go. Taking the initiative. I like that.
Good afternoon. I am Ben Smith. I am the station manager for DHS TV Media. Alongside me, I have Mason Langlois, and here's our DEF grant as well. So this is DHS TV Media. So DHS TV Media, we have a studio right downstairs, right underneath us. This is our Studio A, where we, right on this side, is where we film our shows. Look at our state-of-the-art cameras. A new news desk as well. That we have a video board that we just got in May of last year. Another Studio B, which is the side where we might host some game shows coming up soon. Yesterday we had a presentation with Juliana Tattlebaum, who was a CNBC reporter up in London. Another one is the classroom, which is also known as Studio B as well. I'm going to pass it over to Mason, who will talk about the new control room switcher.
Hello. So with the money that has been granted to us by the DEF, we are planning to get a new control room switcher, which previously it was all digital and very hard to control at times, but with our new one we'll be able to have better control and physical control over the camera switching for the directors that choose to run all of our shows. That's another image of our current switcher that we have that will be replaced by the one that you see over there. Another great thing about this is that we'll also be able to get, with that switcher, we'll also be able to have increased camera control and also film at 4K, which will provide a better view for our audiences and other things, and also we'll be able to control the individual red, green, and blue like tints of the cameras, exposure in the lens, the zoom and the focus, all that stuff. So it'll just really make the process a whole lot easier for us at DHS TV Media. And also with that switcher, we'll also be able to have real-time graphics and special effects, kind of like the ones that you see here, for different events, wherever the director chooses. Thank you all.
I just want to add one more thing. I could use this for me and Mason have been interested in doing like when we do our interviews on our show, having a split screen of me and the person who we're interviewing. So it's a brand new. We're hoping we can get this project, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
I really wish I had gone before them now. That's a hard act to follow. So my class is more about the regular school day. These other things have been great, and they're about after-school things. In the World Language Department, we've been working hard on finding new ways to make world languages engaging for students, especially since we started with the Seal of Biliteracy about 5 years ago. We can really, we're able to measure a lot better how our students are doing in terms of their proficiency in world languages. So what you all bought for me is some short novels in Spanish. So students will be able to have their own voice and choice about what novels they would like to read. I've been wanting to start a free voluntary reading program in my Spanish classes for the last few years, and finally put together a proposal. So there are a variety of different books. I found some books that have, diverse voices, so they'll be able to learn about different voices, different kinds of people from different places in the Spanish-speaking world. There's a lot of research showing that it really helps their vocabulary a lot, obviously their reading comprehension, but I think it's going to help them a lot in terms of becoming more interculturally competent as well as improving their language skills. I don't have the books yet, but they're supposed to be here next week, and I'm very excited, so thank you very much.
Hi there, my name is Mr. Bosworth. I teach computer science here, and I also run the esports team and the gaming club. With DEF support, we've been able to grow this club. This is our fourth year now, which is really exciting. We have increased membership steadily every year. With Mr. Parati's help, we've been able to do some outreach to the middle school, to show kids what kind of things we're about. So it's really exciting. We've gotten a lot of interest this year. We're going to start some new teams. I think the grant that we got initially helped pay for the beginning of our club. We bought one Nintendo Switch and a couple of controllers and a game. And, I can remember the days where that was enough for like the 3 kids who wanted to play Super Smash Brothers. And now, on a practice day, it's almost like kids are elbowing each other, like racing there to get the last controller. So we wrote a grant this year for a couple more consoles so that we can spread out a little bit. We're starting a Mario Kart team this year. There's going to be, again, our Smash team. They actually have their first match, which I think was at 3:30, and I hope it went off without a hitch. And we're going to start some other teams. So thank you to your generous donation. Thank you for your continued support. I don't know if you get the feedback, but we have consistently made it to the state finals, and for the last 3 seasons have placed second, much to our chagrin. I know, but the kids have assured me that they got it this year because the team that keeps beating us, they graduated. So this is it. We're going all the way this year. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Alex Bernardo. I'm an English teacher at Dartmouth Middle School, and I'm also the drama club director at the middle school. I'm here on behalf of the drama club program today. Over the last few years, you all have been very supportive of our program at the middle school. Many people don't actually know this, but we're almost fully self-funded, so we rely on donations, fundraisers, and grants for a lot of what we do. This year, similar to in the past, we're going to use our funds to purchase hopefully a couple new microphones. So these are microphones that students will actually be able to wear and move around the stage to help amplify their voices. So thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Lori Hellstrom, Temple Mitchell, and we are the Garden Club advisors at the middle school. I'm an 8th grade science teacher. Temple's the
Technology specialist at the middle school.
Thank you. Yeah. And we are finishing a 2-year project to convert a grassy courtyard into an outside classroom and an educational garden in this space. So we're going from plain grass, and we now have picnic tables, patios, we have a pollinator garden, a perennial garden, a sensory garden, and we're going to be adding a compost bin, a rain barrel, a storage shed, and tools for students to use.
All of which has been donated by the community. So it's over $5,000 already that's been donated. So.
And your generous support is going to help us finish the project this year. And this will be a space not only used by the Garden Club, but our Pass and Pals programs. And also we hope that this outside classroom will be available for teachers to check out and use, weather permitting, all the time to get kids outside.
Yeah. Thank
So
you to
thank
the
you.
foundation.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, I guess we're saving the most interesting one for last. Sorry, I rolled in right from the practice field, so I'm covered with dirt and mosquito spray. So thank you very much to the DEF grant, as always. Your continued support has been great, especially, you're supporting your teachers, and then most importantly, you're supporting all the kids, which I can't thank you enough about. At the middle school, since we serve 800 kids, we like to do a lot of 3D printing, and it's really great when we can use it for different stuff, whether it's in the curriculum, whether it's after school programs, or especially the drama club's production of Cinderella. We like to print as much stuff as we can, especially if it messes up and Mr. Bernardo doesn't like something and he forces me to print it again, and maybe again. Maybe again after that. We'll see. He knows I'd say something foolish to embarrass him, so I have to do it. I have to live up to it. He does that all the time. But it is great to keep putting in 3D printers. I hate to stifle any student's creativity by saying, sorry, maybe, we have too many prints going on, or maybe that would take too long. So the bigger and better the 3D printers have gotten, we like to keep up to date with technology, just so that we can really keep printing as much as students want to create. So I thank you for all your continued support for that. Thank you.
Thank you. So I wear many hats. I am the technology specialist at the middle school, but Mr. Parati and I have been talking and working on a feeder program for the media program here at the high school. So with Rob's help, we have put together what you see on the screen here with a lot of your things coming from the studio up here.
So the first step was, since we upgrade, and again through the DEF, through equipment that we received because of your grant over the past few years, we were able to upgrade a lot of our equipment. So we've taken the older equipment that still works great, and still usable. We've transported that down to the middle school, so you can see like the lighting that you see in the middle shot there. The cameras were actually our old studio cameras. The tripods were our old tripods. Even the wiring, believe it or not, some of the wiring we transported down to the middle school to set up and Temple and I we actually did this over the summer. When did we do this? Over the summer, I think.
At the end of the school year,
End of the
summer. Yep.
End of the school year in the summer. So we worked together to set this space up, which is the old athletic director's office at the middle school, right by the gymnasium, which is a good location because it's right near the entrance to the gymnasium as well. So if you have guests coming in for a particular program, it's right there. So that's what it looks like right now, and we actually we received a grant through MassQ, which gave us some of the essential equipment that was needed to get this working. So this is the control room area. So we have a switcher there. And what's cool about it is it's going to be all very much similar equipment to what they'll use here at the high school. So when they learn that down at the middle school level, when they come up to the high school, we'll have students with great experience and knowledge already, and that's the plan.
And the ultimate goal is to, just by looking at what the high school does, is to have more of the morning announcements, host more of a fireside chat for, talk about different things that are going on at the school, maybe something coming up for the month. And then once it gets established, hopefully inviting maybe the community in if someone needs help with this and they need a quick PSA, or the students ultimately will be the ones running it, like you saw the two gentlemen up here earlier.
And the money from the DEF for the middle school is going towards like additional materials that we will need. So like just like a furniture, a news desk, some talk show chairs to make a nice talk show set.
Behind the back, there'll be a big curtain and then a green screen. So if we're not using the curtain, it'll be, so I'm really utilizing what they have here as an example and kind of making it small scale so they can learn more about being in the studio.
Exactly.
This is a long time coming. This is probably like 4 years in the works.
That works, yeah.
So I want to thank the foundation for helping. I think this is really getting us to exactly where we need to be. It's kind of the final pieces that we needed. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And I'm staying, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm actually here representing a colleague, Dan Lefebvre. He is our ELA coach, but he is working with Lori Hellstrom and I. There's a collaboration. So we have our garden club, but he has offered to teach students how to make pollinator boxes. He is a beekeeper and has his own business, so he wasn't able to be here because he has an engagement that he's with his other business, but he wanted to say thank you very much, because something like this, as much as it looks simple, it's probably about this big, looks simple, and simple supplies, it really adds up. So he wanted to do this with the students and teach them how to create these boxes. So we worked together and talked to Mrs. Hellstrom, and this is what we came up with, so we really appreciate it. I know it's a different request for things like this, but we think it's valuable, and we'll have them in that garden space as well, some of them. So again, Dan would like to say thank you.
We look forward to hearing stories of the bees
Yes,
making their way into the middle school.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yes. So I can't thank you all enough for coming and sharing your stories. We're so happy to help, and we'll continue to do that, for hopefully a long time into the future. And, just before we conclude, just a reminder for everybody that, we can't do this without all of the sponsors and the people that donate, all the businesses and all the individuals in town. So we're very thankful of that. And the big vehicle that we use every year in the spring is our annual spelling bee. So I think we're going on 12. I think this is the 12th one coming up. So it'll be the March, April, time frame again. So we appreciate everybody's support then. And then as you're using your, your grant money for your different projects, if you could take some pictures of them and kind of share them back with us, that'd be great, because we like to keep them, but also show them to our sponsors to show them that the great, donations that they've made is going to wonderful causes. So. Yeah.
From donations, like especially goes to competitions and such.
Yep.
Please send them to us.
Yeah,
So that
please.
we share that with our sponsors, so that they keep.
Yeah, be great. Yeah, so thank you. So this concludes the formal, part of our presentation. If you don't mind sticking around for a group picture, that would be great. Thanks again.